Good morning, I'm in my home makeup studio today, and this video isn't a makeup tutorial, but it is about sterilizing and cleaning your makeup tools in this new normal. So I recently purchased a UV sterilizer. This is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money, but I just want to demonstrate how I plan on cleaning and sterilizing my tools and my brushes in this new normal. But before I demonstrate how I use this and how I clean my brushes, let me just talk about how UV light works. A lot of people have been buying UV sterilizers online, shopping for either those small makeup cases or these types of equipment like this UV sterilizer. This is actually for babies, for baby bottles, but it's also effective in sterilizing tools, toothbrushes, even your kitchenware, your kitchen tools. So I decided to purchase one. Moving forward, to sterilize all of my tools once I start working on clients again. So how does UV light work? So ultraviolet light works by disinfecting surfaces. There are three types of UV rays: UVA, UVB, and UVC. So UVA and UVB is the type that comes from the sun. Actually, UVC also comes from the sun, but UVC doesn't penetrate through the clouds, so it doesn't reach the Earth's surface. So UVA and UVB is what the sun's rays emit, and it's what hits the Earth. So that's the reason why we have to wear sunblock. Otherwise, if we don't, then we get sunburned once we get exposed to UVA and UVB. Ultraviolet disinfection or sterilization has been around since the 1900s. So it's been used by medical professionals for over 100 years. In recent years, recent decades, it's been used to kill a lot of microbes such as SARS and MERS. So SARS and MERS, they're both coronaviruses, and COVID-19 is also a coronavirus. What the UV rays or what UVC rays do is they break down the nucleic acids in bacteria and viruses. So these are your genetic material, your DNA or RNA. So it prevents it also from replicating. But that doesn't mean that if you plan on sterilizing your tools that you're just gonna dump it into your sterilizer without having to clean them. So UV light becomes less effective if there is dirt and grime on the surface of the area that you're cleaning. So it's important that you still clean and wash your brushes and your tools and then subject them to UV light. So I've already cleaned my brushes. What I like doing when I clean my brushes is I like washing my brushes. Some people use solvents, but for each client that I do makeup on, I always make it a point that I wash my brushes at night. So I use either a mild shampoo or a brush cleaner that lathers, and then I dry them on a towel, or I dry them upside down. I don't like drying them upright because the water, it may seep into the ferrule. This is the ferrule, the metal part of the brush. And it can loosen the glue, so it will actually ruin your brushes, and the hairs on the brushes may start to shed. So you don't want that because your brushes are a precious investment. And then I've also already washed my metal tools, my metal palettes, my eyelash curlers, my scrapers, my tweezers, everything. And even my jade rollers and my face massagers, I've already washed them in the sink. So let me just explain how this UV sterilizer works. So this sterilizer comes in three modes. One is auto, the other one is UV sterilization, and the other one is ventilation. So in auto mode, it's a total of 28 plus 8 and 2, so about 38 minutes. It applies infrared heat to dry either your bottles or your plastic or your metal tools. I'm not gonna do that today because I don't want to apply heat to my brushes. We're just gonna go with number 2, which is just sterilization. So that's 8 minutes of exposure to UV light and then 2 minutes of ventilation to air out whatever air is inside the device. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna lay down all of my brushes on the top layer. Making sure that each brush is exposed well to the UV light. So the UV light, it hangs on top of the device, so it exposes all of the brushes. So I'm just gonna keep on going and I'll be right back. And then on the bottom layer, I'm gonna start placing all of my metal tools. If it gets a little bit crowded, I'll just probably do a second set with the rest of my tools. So I'm just gonna start with my metal palettes. You can also place some of our eyelash curlers on top so we can maximize the space. So once I've laid down all of my brushes and my tools inside the UV sterilizer, I close the door and then I start with sterilization. It says there UV 10 minutes, so that's a total of 10 minutes because it's 8 minutes of UV sterilization and then 2 minutes of ventilation. Alright, we'll just leave it here for now and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're now halfway through, 5-minute mark. There's an indicator on the door. So when you open the door, you can actually see that all of the tools and the brushes are exposed to UV light. Don't worry because the inner door is tinted and it prevents the UV light from coming out, so you're not going to get exposed. And once I open this, and if I open it, then it automatically stops. So it's very, very safe. This brand is actually supposed to be Korea's #1 UV sterilizer brand, and it's cute too. It matches my fridge in my kitchen. Alright, so we're done. So I'm just going to take out all of the brushes. So it's not at all warm because I didn't use the infrared dry heat on my brushes. If you apply heat to the brushes, then it is possible that the glue on the ferrule will loosen and you end up ruining your brushes, which is very expensive. What I like doing after I clean my brushes is I put them in a Ziploc bag. Then I seal it, just so my next client knows that I have gone through the entire process of cleaning and sterilizing my brushes. I'm gonna do the same thing with my metal tools. And we're ready for work. That's it for today's video. I hope you learned a thing or two about cleaning and disinfecting your tools and brushes at home. I'll see you next time.